This is question 8 on the foundation calculator paper. So, looking at the question here, it says here is a shaded shape on a grid of centimeters squared. So there's the shaded shape, and all of these squares in the grid are supposed to be 1 centimeter apart. Part A of this question, so if I just move it upwards a bit, part A of this question says find the perimeter of this shape. So if you want to work out the perimeter is the distance around the shape. So that's the distance around, or it's the edges of the shape. So I want to work out the distance all the way around this, counting out the edges. And if each of these spaces here is 1 centimeter, I just need to count how many of them are there, all going all the way around. And I'm going to just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of them all together. So the perimeter of that shape is going to be 10 centimeters, but they've already written centimeters in there for months. Then going on to part B, and I'll shuffle back and forth through this. So part B says find the area of the shape. Find the area of the shape. So the area of the shape is the number of squares inside it. So it's the number of squares inside the shape. So looking at this, there's 1 square there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer I'm going to put is 6 centimeters squared. So just raising that forward, that's what I'm going to write in the answer space. Okay. Then looking at the last part of this question. Last part of the question says reflect the shaded shape in the mirror line. So actually, I didn't highlight the keywords here. That was perimeter, area, and this one says reflect the shaded shape in the mirror line. Okay, so if I go back to the grid itself, so we show the whole grid, they want us to reflect that shape, that rectangle, in the mirror line. Now make sure you use a pencil and a ruler for this. If I think about it, the whole rectangle is just 1 square away from the mirror line. So when I reflect it, it will be exactly the same shape 1 square away from the mirror line. So I'll have that. And you can notice that it is being reflected in the mirror line here. And because it's a rectangle, even though when you reflect a shape it's flipped over, right, it's going to be the same because it's a rectangle. Okay, now that's a pretty straightforward question. There are 4 marks altogether for this question, and it is pretty straightforward to get all 4 marks. You need to be familiar with perimeter and area, but that's something that's quite common, and most people are pretty okay at working that out.